staying positive, and yeah, I've decided not to use any music, so I'm not even investigating how. I'm not sure how it works with uploading videos with copyright, etc. So we're music free, so if you want some music, just find something you really enjoy, put it on alongside you, and you can flow to your own thing. So let's come into child's pose. Assuming everybody's well, normal guide really. Just make sure you work to how you feel today, and if anything doesn't suit you, you just leave it or you modify it. You can come back in, you can come to child's anytime you want to. So we're just settling into child's pose, just allowing the neck to relax and the body just to feel space to breathe. There's a really nice sentence to use. Coming up onto your knees and hands, working through 3 rounds of cat pose, high in your upper back. Exhale. Dip diving into your cow pose. How's it feel in that back bend, first back bend? Rounding into your back, stretching the skin on the back. Inhale through cow. Exhale through cat. Just shifting the hands a little bit forward, tucking the toes under. Downward facing dog. A little walk out through down dog. And sway the hips on a Wednesday morning. Scooping the belly up. Rising to the toes. Inhale. And as you lower the heels, see if you can lift and wiggle the toes a little bit. Again, lifting to work into those toe joints. And lowering to release them. One more. Inhale. Exhale, just noticing the hamstrings, maybe first time this morning, lifting through the knees, the thighs. Knees can be bent if they need to be, coming forward to your first plank. And if you're needing your knees on the floor, absolutely fine. Maybe just a couple of little wake up of the wrists, round and round, or side to side. Or maybe even a little tip forward and back if you're feeling stronger. And then as you lower your knees, sit back, child's pose. And let's sort of take our gaze to the top of the mat, sliding onto your belly. We're going to move our elbows to where our hands were and just take a Sphinx pose, keeping your gaze towards the tip of your nose and just noticing that very first back bend as you lift Cobra. Shoulders comfortable, just lifting the belly and then lowering through chest, chin, nose and forehead. Hands coming back by your shoulder blades, and as you sit back, we sort of have our first Vinyasa from there. So we come over the top of our cat, up into our down facing dog on our toes, and exhale, press down through your heels. Coming forward to your high plank. Lower your knees, sit back to your child's pose, gazes forward. Sliding forward onto your belly, elbows by your waist. Inhale through to your low cobra. Exhale back to your child's pose. One more time and then we're up on our feet. So over your cat. Toes tuck under, high on your toes, hips to ceiling. Exhale, roll into the hamstrings. Forward to your plank. Chin tucked in. Lower your knees, sit back to your child's. Maybe just take a little stretch back here, your side to side again. And then shoulders comfortable. Spread the hands out. This time as you come over your cat, down facing dog. And as we pedal out the legs, let's make that pedal a walk to our hands. Right to the top of the mat. Hands coming halfway on your shins. Exhale, fold, knees bent. Inhale, hands to shins. Reaching up, lifting out of your waist. Exhale, Tadasana. Nice easy sun salutation on a Wednesday morning. Breath in. Coming into chair pose. Uttanasana, forward fold. Lift the chest to gaze, right leg steps back. Low lunge, how's it feel? Ooh, hips, good morning hips. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, sink. Hands coming by your toes, lift the back toes, and down facing dog. Forward to your plank. This time knees chest. Inhale, elbows by your waist, sliding into your low cobra. Exhale, down facing dog. feet hip distance, just tucking those heels behind your toes, lifting your knees, lengthening through the backs of the calves, the backs of the knees. Gaze is forward, step or walk to the top of your mat, halfway. Exhale, fold. Reaching the arms up, lifting out of your waist, anchor into your feet. Come into chair pose. Exhale, fold forwards. Lift the chest to gaze. Step back on your left leg this time, low lunge. Inhale, sweep up the arms. You can just be a warrior spine, or you can add that lovely back bend. Hands coming beside your toes. Step back, down facing dog. Downward facing dog to your plank. Through your knees and your chest. Inhale, nice and easy on those shoulders. Shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then pause here. Breath in through the nose. And breath out through the nose, or if you need to, flush it out through the mouth. Gaze is forward, step or walk to the top of your mat. Fold to your legs. Exhale. We should be feeling a little warmer now, so we're going to just move on a little bit. So taking a breath in and swan diving straight into your forward fold. Exhale. Gaze is forward, step or jump to plank. Still working through your knees and chest, but as you come through to cobra, if you want to pick that up a little bit, add up facing dog and down facing dog. Exhale. We're going to take our right leg off the mat first time this morning, and we're just going to take a little knee bend, knee to ceiling, heel to opposite hip, and then bring that leg through and either leave your knee off the floor this time, or if you need to, put it down. Come up into a high lunge variation of our crescent moon. And if you want to just sort of find your balance for the first time, try that heel lift. See if you can sort of sort the wobbling out a little bit. Lower the heel, bringing the hands either side of the front leg, and then straighten the front leg, lift the chest. Taking your right leg all the way back into a three-limb down facing dog with that little weave open of the hip as you bend your knee. Bringing your knee to your nose to your knee, and just finding a little cat spine as you hover. And then sending that leg back to your three-limb down dog. You could just come back to down dog if you wish. Or bring your knee to your same elbow, right elbow. And send that leg back high. And if you've got one more in you, bring your knee to your opposite elbow. And send it back last time, three-limb down facing dog. Lower your foot, downward facing dog. Come forward to your plank. Lower your knees in your chest, elbows in. Sliding into your cobra or finding your up dog. And down facing dog. Exhale. So that one's warmed us up a little bit. Gaze is forward at your hands, walk or jump, at the top of your mat. Spine is long. Exhale, fold to your legs. Take a breath in, sweeping the arms up. Let's add a chair pose in the middle there. Let's twist it. Exhale, opposite elbow to knee, you choose. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, other side. How's the twist feel this morning? And back to chair pose. Straighten the legs, little freshen up of the legs, tiny back bend if you wish. And Uttanasana, let's do the left side. Lifting the chest, gaze is forward, weight is forward, walk or jump, your practice. Knees or halfway chaturanga for the first time. Up facing dog or just stay with your cobra. Down facing dog, belly in. Taking our left leg off the mat, three-limb down facing dog, bend the knee. That leg is coming straight through. Help it if it gets a little heavy and a little stuck. High lunge or low, you choose. See if you can go a little deeper into your legs. See if you can lift that heel. Worst thing that can happen is you have to put your heel down, so give it a go. And then firm in the back leg. Heel to mat, hands to mat. Two straight legs and one beautiful long straight spine. Taking your left leg high, three-limb down facing dog. Weave that hip open. Bring your knee to your nose to your knee, and if you're stronger, round into your cat spine. Send that leg high. Remember, you could just come back to down dog here, or bring your knee to your same elbow, left elbow, and back to your three-limb down dog. Knee to opposite elbow, little tap. Can you catch your tricep? And back to your 3-limb down facing dog. Foot down, down the dog, high plank, knees are halfway. Inhale, up facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So big warm up there. So nice long breath in through the nose. And exhale. Easy. So we're going to use some warrior twos and triangle pose. No balance this morning, so if you're not a fan of balance, then this is for you. Hamstrings are going to come in there. So if you need that, then you've got that there toward the end of the sequence. Gazes forward, walk or try a little hop back to the top of your mat. Fold to your legs, exhale. Take a breath in, sweep up the arms. We're going to use that first part as our beginning of our Vinyasa. Let's find Tadasana. Taking a breath in. So we lifted out of our waist, took a chair pose, and we twisted it. Exhale. And inhale. Other side. Exhale. And inhale. Coming into Uttanasana. Bring the weight into the balls of the feet. Lift the chest and step or try a little hop back to plank. Knees are halfway. Inhale, cobra or up facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg leaves the mat, bending the knee, weaving the hip open. So knee to ceiling, heel to hip. Bringing your foot in between your hands, coming up into your high lunge, not held this time. Warrior two, exhale. Now reverse warrior is a transition. So let's take a reverse warrior. And then just come into a nice easy side angle, arm to thigh. Reaching long through your left side, just weaving that knee out, getting lovely length through your left side. I'm always giving you power offers. We've done this already this week. We could always add that second arm to really wake up the obliques. Coming back to your warrior two. So we're going to reverse the warrior, straighten the leg, let that back bend develop. And come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. You can have the inside of your calf, your ankle, you can find your big toe if you want to, but just relax into your triangle pose. Let's wrap that left arm behind our back here. Wherever it finds your waist, maybe you can wiggle it around to your thigh, turning your tummy, your chest towards whatever's there in front of you in your room. And then that little headlight on the tip of your left shoulder. Try and shine it at the ceiling. Reach it in that arm all the way back up. And if you want a little more, taking that arm all the way over as you reach over. Now we're going to turn to face that right leg and step your back foot in just enough that you can get your back heel on the floor. And you might want to wiggle your right foot over a little bit towards your right hand and lift your chest so we've got our hamstrings awake, tucking your right hip in. Now your knee can be bent here and you can find a couple of books or cushions or blocks if you need to for your hands. And if we're fine to move with me, sorry for that, we're going to round into our cat spine here, nose to knee. Seeing if you could stretch the back to the ceiling, going to lengthen halfway, tabletop. And if you've got that in your hamstrings this morning, we're going to take a little bow over the front leg and try and send some weight towards the back hip and try and tuck your right hip in. And then come back to that flat back. We're going to sort of find a little vinyasa there with that. So we exhale round into our cat. Inhale, lengthen to your tabletop. Stay there if you need to. Or exhale, fold to your leg. Tuck in your right hip in. Back to your flat back. One more time, cat spine. Tabletop. And fold, exhale. As you lift halfway, just going to walk the hands around to the middle, turn your feet. You might want to step your feet a little wider, come halfway. Take the hands behind the back, roll the shoulders down, open the heart, and exhale, take a fold over towards your mat. Just having a little wiggle. Had a bit of fun last time in class saying that, sort of imagine you're in a straitjacket and you're trying to get out of your straitjacket. But sort of none of us had that to compare really. None of us had been in that straitjacket to try and get out of it. So sort of how you imagine it would feel just to try and get these shoulders to work a little better for you. And then just see if you can be a bit bold and bring your weight into the balls of your feet because your toes are going to catch you. Coming halfway up, hands resting on the mat. Right foot's going to turn out one more time, and we're going to come back into down facing dog. And you might need to move around a little bit there, I certainly do. There's a little move around there. Let's take our plank pose. Big core fan, chaturanga. Back to plank. Now lower your knees, pick up your toes or your feet, cross them at the ankles, and let's find that chaturanga press up again, down and up. We're going to do 3 more of those. Breathing in, breathing out. See if you can tick forward a little more this time. Breathing in, breathing out. So think chin to the top of your mat. Breathing out, stretch out the legs and come all the way down onto your belly. So arms are going to shoot back towards our toes and then rolling the shoulders back and down. Just taking a breath in, lifting the chest, sort of front end of locust pose. And if you want a little more, lift the backs of the legs off the mat, or the tops of the legs, should I say. And then I always sort of think about really all this energy pushing you backwards and lifting you upwards. And then slowly down to your mat. Hands coming in, toes tuck under, use as much or as little body as you need to. Push back to plank. Oh, that's tough. Downward facing dog. So that's our side one. Taking the gaze forward, step or jump, top of mat, halfway, exhale, fold. Take a breath in, sweeping the arms up, coming into your chair pose. Twisting your chair, try going the other way first this time. And back to chair. Other side, exhale. Chair pose. Inhale, straighten the legs. Little back bend this time, maybe you can go a little further. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Then rock the weight into the hands, lift the heels. Can you get right up onto the tips of the toes, bend the knees, and then step or have a little hop back to plank. Chaturanga, Dandasana. Inhale, find up facing dog. Exhale, down facing dog. Left side this time, left leg leaves the mat. We're just going to drop open through that hip, heel to bottom, knee to sky. Bring the leg through, help it if it's getting a little heavy. Coming into your high lunge, not held this time. Warrior 2. Exhale. Lift that heel if you want to, wiggle that knee back. Drop into your hips, coming down into your warrior 2. Taking that reverse warrior, exhale, love, love, love this feel. Nice easy angle pose, you can go deeper if you want to. Just reach in and lengthen in through the right side of the body. Sort of feel like you've got a lot of upward energy. So you've got all this feeling of lift. And if you can take that second arm up, it really does wake up the obliques and strengthen our core muscles. Come back to your warrior 2. On that transition, that reverse warrior, straighten your leg and enjoy that back bend. It's bigger this time. Coming into your triangle pose. Hand to ankle, calf, knee, shoulder relaxed. Soften out those angles. You can take your gaze to your right hand or just somewhere else that you can see in your room. Wrapping your right arm behind your back. Sort of your own tool of alignment. So sort of thread your body back into that bound arm. Encourage your chest to lift, your shoulder to relax. And then sweeping that arm back up and reaching it over towards your left toes. Turning to face your left leg. Now we need to move around a little bit here. So your back foot's going to come in. Your right foot's going to wiggle over a little to your left foot, to your hand. Lift your chest. Tuck this left hip in. And wherever this needs to be bent, you can. Or lift yourself up onto your blocks or books. Rounding into your cat spine. Oh, such a nice stretch. Tucking your chin in. Look at the tip of your nose. Lengthening through your flat back. If all's good this side, folding over your front leg, and kiss of your shin. And then back to your flat back. Taking a round into your cat. Tabletop as you lengthen. Feel some weight in your back heel as you fold over your front leg. Don't let it all scream in your front leg. And then lift in your chest. One more time. Exhale. And inhale. And fold back. Exhale. Taking a breath in, lifting the chest. Going to take a little walk around towards the other side of your mat. Morning sofa. Feet wider if you need to. This time we're going to reach out and find our shins, our calves, or maybe our big toes. And then we're just going to pull through. We're going to sort of lift the elbows like a frame over the top of your shins. And then see if you've got the sort of feeling that you could pull your head towards the back of your mat, but shift your weight towards the top of your mat there. And then sort of feel that you could move forward until you need your toes to catch you. And you sort of feel like your weight's in the front of your body rather than heavy in the back of your body. And that will sort of be ongoing with your hamstrings. And if you pull those elbows wide, a lovely stretch across the back of your shoulders as well. And you just do with this what you can, because the wide leg forward folds aren't everybody's thing. And then as you lift your chest, and I haven't got a lot of room here, but we're going to go there anyway. We're going to sort of find what I've named a starfish down the dog. And we sort of spread our arms wider than our shoulders, and our hips are nice and wide. And one of those things where I say to you, in this pose, instead, does my bum look big in this? I want you to think, yes, I'm proud, because this is where we want to space out our body here. Walking your hands back towards your feet, lift your chest flat back, turn your left foot out, and then this time we're going to walk into the top of our mat. Take a fold over the legs. Take a breath in, sweep the arms up, reaching up. Tiny back bend. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Gaze is forward, lift the chest. Weight is forward, step or jump, plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, find up facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg leaves the mat, other leg Eve. Bend the knee, heel to bottom. Bring your leg through, coming into your high lunge. Open into your warrior two. Reversing your warrior. Taking your side angle pose. Exhale, maybe you can go a little deeper now. Reversing your warrior as you straighten your leg. Inhale. Coming into your triangle pose. Exhale. Wrapping your arm behind your back. Using your arm to lift you and open you. Threading that arm all the way over. Turning to face your front leg. Stepping your back foot in, lifting your chest, gaze is forward. Just one bow over the front leg this time as you fold. Lifting the chest back flat. Turning to face this side of your room. Right feet go a little wider. Hands behind your back, shoulders squeezing together. Exhale as you fold over. Just be relaxed with the arms, the shoulders. Weight forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Hands come to the back, flat back, tabletop. Right foot turns out. And we're lifting back into our down facing dog. Coming forward to your plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up facing dog. Exhale, down facing dog. Are we warm? Nearly there. Left leg leaves the mat. Weave that hip open. Should be obliging now. Bring your foot through, help it. That's where you want it. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Side angle pose. Oh, that's so deep now. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, push that leg straight. Enjoy that back bend, last back bend. Triangle pose. Soften into your right shoulder. Wrapping the arm behind the back. Lifting your chest to face the front of your room. Reaching your right arm over. Turning to face your left leg. Little adjustment with that back foot. Exhale, bow to your leg. Take a breath in, lift the chest. Turning to face the long line of your mat, feet wide. Just to take a forward fold here. Exhale. Taking a breath in. Reaching the arms out. Taking that big starfish downward facing dog. Walking the hands back underneath you. Turning your left foot out. Stepping into the top of your mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Take a breath in, lift the chest. Take 2 steps back into plank pose. Lower your knees. And let's sit back, child's pose. Exhale. Just bow the head. Shoulders back and down. And just let the elbows, forearms, the hands, just let the fingers relax. And then bringing the hands by the side of the knees. Slowly coming up. Big roll back and down of the shoulders. Take a breath in with me. Inhale. Hands come into the centre of your chest to your heart. Exhale. And namaste. Have a really beautiful Wednesday, and hopefully